I am blessed, I'm telling you. First of all, the pioneer part. I think it was like intimidating because it hadn't been done before. I mean, we started out with 6-player basketball. We didn't have competition against other schools for years. We began that at Central Catholic. We began playing in the City League and didn't know what to expect. You know, the first game, the scores were not astronomical. You know, I think it was, first game we won was 47-13. So it was like, it was incredible. We played 6-player, where 2 could run the floor and the others stayed at one end. And then we switched that next year to 5-player. And it was that quick of a switch. And I was not an athlete. I just had a good, strong voice and a lot of determination and great players. That's kind of, and eventually we got the school behind us. At first it wasn't easy, okay? The uniforms were pennies, okay? We did not get the gym very often. So when we got the gym, we made the best of it and then had some long practices, right, girls? Long practices. Their parents would be waiting out in the parking lot and they'd say, "Aren't they done yet?" But it was like we had to take advantage of the fact that we were there in the gym at the time because we didn't get it. But they persisted. They persisted, and they weren't going to let anything deter them. So that first year, we went undefeated. And the second year, we had 1 loss. And it was to the lady that's here today, Diane Rich from White High School. I'd like to say thank you. Diane, we got you back the next year. But anyway, it's so neat, the people that have turned out here tonight. I mean, some of the ladies here tonight were rival coaches, athletic directors, just people that were involved in athletics in Toledo. And I'd like to give a shout out to Toledo because we did okay too, you know? We've had some guy championships, some women championships, some great teams from Notre Dame. And the very first championship was from Toledo, Ohio. It wasn't our school, it was Woodward. But we beat them that year. And the next year we came down, but we didn't win it. But we were there. And how many teams get to go to state? How many teams? I thought that was like the pinnacle, but today kind of beats that. You know, it's so neat to be, and I can't thank Doc enough and Sheila for what they've done. This thing is a huge undertaking, and then to put both of them together in the same day, that was like, that's unheard of. To be here, I came early to just see the crowds and see the people and see everything, and it's like, it blew me away. This is really a very prestigious event, and I'd like to congratulate some of the other people that got the awards today. I have to say something about my family that came here tonight from Florida, Idaho, and came a long way to be there for their Aunt Fran. And also, yes, and also my friends from Toledo. I've got friends in Toledo, family in Toledo, and they have meant, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. But the main reason I'm here is my players. Will you stand up, please? Come on, get up, get up. They put up with me for all those practices. They put up with me It was always the assist. Who made the assist? Who made the assist? It was about playing as a team, right? And they'd yell at each other, "You blew my assist." When the girl didn't make the basket they were supposed to. They played like a team. We had psych-ups before the games, and our psych-ups, I think they could go on Saturday Night Live. They were that good, One of the psych-ups, the girls' fathers dressed up like cheerleaders. Can you imagine? Dads turning out for that like their dad, like Karen, remember your dad was one of them. They dressed up like cheerleaders and cheered and outfits and everything for the girls. And the girls were always like ready to play because they'd had so much support and gotten psyched up before we ever got out there on the court. We won quite a few city titles, and we had a really strong program, but the reason was because I had the players to perform it on the court. I had a lot of support at my school once we broke the ice, but it wasn't easy at first. I can remember begging for a pep rally, and my principal looked at me and he said, "For the girls? A pep rally for the girls?" Yes, a pep rally for the girls. So we had it. It wasn't, we believed and we fought. And look where girls basketball is today. And some of the later players got college scholarships. And they also became coaches themselves. One girl came back and coached at Central and won a city title and won several city titles and took her team to the state. So it's neat that they follow in your footsteps and keep the tradition going. I've had other girls that have coached in high school also, and just turned into really successful and confident women. And that's because they were given that chance. So I had a couple really terrific assistant coaches. My first was a man named John Wick. When we converted over to 5-player basketball, John helped me out, and his wife is here today. I introduced him and kept making her thank him all the time for coming. And then they got married, so that's kind of cool. And then the other one was a young man named Eric Stockard, who would scout the other team and go to University of Toledo practices, and we did their drills. I don't know if anybody here remembers Bobby Nichols, that name. He's in Toledo's Hall of Fame for coaching at the University of Toledo. We did his drills. We were kind of ahead of the game. He did my scouting for me. I had the right people behind me. And I can't thank you enough, and I hope I didn't rattle on too long. Thank you.